Fleece application is another way of applying a surface film to the ski to provide optimal glide performance. Fleece application was pioneered by a couple of Italian companies, Yes and Master Wax, years ago in the fluoro era when they were using a big rotary fleece, often a machine mounted on a bench that you run the ski over, but also a rotodrill mounted fleece roller. And the method is to apply the wax to the fleece and then use the fleece as an applicator to apply the wax to the ski. The fleeces we use for this fleece application are the shorter ones, 12 millimeter nap. They put a little more heat energy in and allow the wax to be worked more easily to an appropriate thin film on the base. Fleece applied waxes tend to have to be designed for the purpose from the outset. They have to have the appropriate hardness and viscosity to be carried by the fleece roller, and then they need adhesive ingredients in order to stick to the base. Having said that, people have had success. I've had success using normal iron application waxes applied with a fleece, but not very many of them. A good example is Swick's Marathon, and it has been really well determined that Swick's Marathon works great with fleece application, and they added a little icon to the package so you can see, yeah, you can apply it with a fleece. Likewise, the new Rhody NF paraffin, they put a little icon on the back and said, hey, compatible with fleece application. I'm not aware that in either case these waxes are actually designed from the outset with adhesive ingredient in them to stick to the base. And when we're using them with fleece application, it has to be part of a purposeful buildup of ironed application and subsequent top layers perhaps in order to ensure that the performance is optimized and will last for the whole race. Another one that has been working really well with fleece application is the Vouty Race New Snow Cold. Typically when we're applying fleece wax, we want to dedicate a fleece to the purpose, at least in the short term. It's not that hard to clean these fleeces off with compressed air. You get it spinning and blow the air gun on it. You can also just hold it against a scraper or your fingertips and blow the dust off it, particularly if you get high rotating speeds. They don't carry all that much wax for all that long, but they do carry wax during the application of wax. So if you're jumping between products without cleaning, then you're absolutely mixing products on the fleece. The fleece is an applicator, kind of like a paint roller in this case. Let's illustrate the application. This is my next beta medium fleece. So I'm going to use this Star beta medium block. The first step is to apply the wax to the roller. So we're going to get the roller spinning and just hold the wax against it. You can see we blow a little bit of dust and some sheep hair, smells just like merino sheep, onto the ski. Not a big deal. We'll clean that off. It's not maybe the cleanest process. Typically, I like to work from the back of the ski using a slightly lower speed, allowing the fleece roller to deposit the wax onto the ski. And then work back and forth to spread and work the material on. Optimal speed for really making this fleece applied layer work and last well is around 1800 to 2000 RPM. This drill goes maybe 2300 in this speed. We'll use it anyway, and we're going to throw a little material around, but that's okay. If you're new to fleece applied wax, it can be difficult to convince yourself that anything's actually happening here. It really doesn't look like much. It's best to think of that product as sort of a buffing compound. You're using it to create a shine on the surface as much as anything else. That is your thin film. When you try to do something visible, an evident layer of wax, you're going to end up with a smeary mess, way too much wax, and terribly slow skis. As you begin to work with these products more and more, you begin to have more confidence in the application, and you understand that you don't need to overbuild. We like to utilize a super soft nylon brush like this Star Fine White Nylon to break that film and knock it down a little in between layers. These cold apply films are relatively delicate, and if you scour them with a really aggressive brush, you'll reduce them too far. It doesn't take all that much wax. In many cases, a fleece applied wax might perform a really good underlayer role for a liquid. This has been a relatively common thing for us to utilize something like that beta medium underneath a layer of something suitable for the conditions in a liquid, like this next dark liquid, say, for example, for a little older snow. The fleece applied product is often quite lubricious and forms a nice slip layer for a liquid overlayer. And after the liquid over the block, we would use the long hair finishing fleece to buff that liquid layer. Once again, that long hair fleece doesn't perform so much work on the base and will preserve the layer integrity between the liquid and the underlayer of fleece applied block.